Hello there and welcome to Inquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with today's fountain pen review, this A108 mystery pen. It's a mystery because there's no branding on it whatsoever. I thought that at least Bobby of St. Pen PPS Pens on AliExpress would be selling it as the St. Pen PPS A108, but he doesn't even carry it. I showed this pen on one of my recent live streams and one viewer commented that it might be a Jinhao. I know I've seen unbranded generic Jinhaos before, but they were complete crap, and surprisingly, this A108 turns out to be a really nice fountain pen that can be easily converted into an eyedropper filler. So let's take a look at it right now. So here's another package that looks like it's come from China to me, but we shall see. It might be from eBay. But it feels like 3 pens, so I think it's Chinese. So let's open it up and see. One, there's 2, and there's a 3rd. And finally we have this sort of unbranded. This is just advertised as an A108 acrylic torpedo pen, but I was taken with the acrylic material. It looks very interesting. It's kind of toffee colored and deep blue to azure with a good deal of chatoyance to it. Big clip, very springy, and it is in fact torpedo shaped and a very narrow section. So yeah, I figured this was a number 5 size generic steel Chinese nib, and this could be eyedroppered because it's all acrylic here. So a generic A108 acrylic torpedo fountain pen. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And then I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. For a generic, no-brand Chinese fountain pen, this acrylic is outstanding. Let's compare it to some Jonathan Brooks acrylic worth hundreds of dollars more. This is my limited edition Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Dutch Pen Show 2021 exclusive. It's the Jonathan Brooks acrylic called Earth Magic 2. I don't think anything can compare to this. But this $14.99 pen comes very close. Look at that. Look at this chatoyance and the sparkle in that caramel color. A little bit of purple, azure blue, deep blue. It's really quite lovely. Admittedly, it doesn't have the incredible sparkle or depth of the Jonathan Brooks acrylic, but it's certainly head and shoulders above some other turned acrylics some companies are selling for more than triple the price. So here is the A108 against a Canwright acrylic. This isn't even close. This Canwright was $53 US after shipping and $78 after the added UPS COD delivery extortion charges. This horrible little pen is 5.57 times the price of this beautiful little generic acrylic A108. I call this mother of toilet seat. It's just horrible. So out you go. Get out. Overall, the A108 is a slender torpedo-shaped turned acrylic fountain pen with a large tapering gold-colored clip. The whole pen only weighs 15.5 grams. The cap tapers up from the pointed end, and there's no cap band. The clip extends from the cap and is nicely springy and very usable. I've seen much more expensive pens than this with awful clips. This one's very nice. There's a slight step down to the barrel which tapers down to a matching end point. The cap unscrews with 1.5 turns to reveal a long tapering section of the same acrylic as the cap and barrel, and has a small lip towards the number 5 size gold-colored steel generic nib and black plastic feed. The nib and the feed are part of a nib collar that unscrews for maintenance or swapping. The section is very comfortable in the hand, especially if you have smaller hands, because it does taper down to a very narrow size here at around 8 millimeters, right here at the neck. Let's look closer at this nib. Nothing special. It's typical Chinese generic nib that has the scroll work and iridium point stamped onto it. There's no size, but this was sold as a medium. And spoiler alert, it is surprisingly the nicest feature of this pen, as you shall see. The section unscrews to reveal a very nice upscale converter that is disassemblable for cleaning and has a steel reinforced nipple. Not everyone can boast a steel reinforced nipple, you know. And you'll also notice that I've added a silicone O-ring right here at the bottom of the section above the barrel threads to allow this pen to be eyedroppered. If I eyedroppered this pen, I would add some silicone grease to those threads, and if you filled the barrel to the bottom of those threads on the inside, you get 3.18 milliliters of ink. And the inside of the cap shows a ledge milled into it that meets up with the end of the section to seal that nib from evaporation. The cap posts deeply and securely and makes the pen beautifully balanced and comfortable in the hand. It's very light. Unposted, the pen is still long enough to write with comfortably. I bought this pen from the 365 stationery store on AliExpress for $14.99 US. This color is called Desert Spring by the retailer and seems to be sold out for the moment. The A108 is also available in 5 other colors: Waterstone Blue, Pink, Glacier, Green, and Ink Dyeing, whatever that means. I don't know whether the ink is dead or whether it's been dyed with ink. Who knows? There are 4 nib options: EF, F, M, and bent, which is a 1.0 millimeter Fude. Now let's look at some size comparisons. Here's the A108 Desert Spring with a Pen BBS 480 Galaxy, a Leonardo Furore Galaxy, a Hondian N9 Sea of Cloud, and a Lingmo Lorelei 019. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. You can see that the A108 is easily the smallest of the 5 pens. It has the number 5 size nib where the rest all have number 6 size steel nibs. But that section, even though it's the smallest, the Lingmo Lorelei gets down to that size as well, and so does the 408 a little bit. But this is the smallest of the group. Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. They're all roughly the same size, with the A108 being the slimmest of the group. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the unbranded A108. And it has a number 5 size steel medium nib. Let's check the wetness. Well, it's nicely wet, and it's nicely smooth as well. Smooth and wet with a good amount of feedback, which is pleasant feedback, not scratchiness at all. It's like pencil on paper. And the ink today is from the Diamine Inkvent calendar of 2022, and it's called Diamine Aponestar. And it's a lovely deep blue that has a really nice green shimmer to it. See if I can move this around, maybe you'll get to see it. You see that? You're not answering me. Yeah, just like when I was teaching. I'd ask a question, nobody would answer. It's a line variation. Well, yeah, you can really push it, but it's a stiff, typically stiff Chinese nib, but that doesn't mean it's unpleasant. This is one of the, if not the nicest, generic cheap Chinese nibs that I've ever written with. I was quite surprised. And the line this nib makes is 0.6 millimeters, which makes it a Western medium or a Japanese medium to broad on my Richard Binder line width chart, which you can find linked in the description below. And for our quote. And for some reverse writing, it's a little bit scratchy, but boy, it's not too bad at all. And about a size smaller and much drier. And for some quick writing. Yeah, no issues with that feed whatsoever. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Your guess is as good as mine about what Chinese company made this pen. But the real question is, why? Why make such a beautiful acrylic pen and not put your brand on it? The price is almost ridiculously low for what you're getting here. Not only is this acrylic luscious and gorgeous, befitting of a pen 10 times the price, but the little generic Chinese nib writes like a dream. I admit I left this pen sitting for a long time after I unboxed it before I inked it to do a review. Because it's a generic Chinese pen and a slightly smaller pen than I prefer, I wasn't looking forward to giving it a bad review. But surprise, this is marvelous. I highly recommend this pen. All of the other colors available seem to be made of the same type of quality acrylic, which have similar depth and chatoyance. You might be taking your chances with the nib, as there's no way to judge the quality control of a pen that has no branding on it. And this grip section might not appeal to those with larger hands, but the construction is good, the acrylic is beautiful, the nib is wet and smooth, the converter is a good quality, and the pen can be eyedroppered to give you over 3 milliliters of ink. And that clip is rather attractive and very useful. All for $15 US. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section, and you'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as instant access to my videos the moment I post them. And that just leaves it for me to say thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.